welcome back to my channel. Now I know it's been a very long time, but I'm finally ready to start the Simplify Your Life challenge. As I stated in my previous video, I will be doing Rachel B's Simplify Your Life challenge. I did buy it. I will leave a link to it below so you guys can check it out. Also to her videos. Also, there's two other Simplify Your Life challenges that I think are really beneficial. That's from Rachel Aust. She has a 30-day one and a 60-day one, depending on how in-depth you want to get with it. I'm going to link those ones down below as well, because Rachel Aust is someone I really follow when it comes to minimalist. When it comes to minimalism, I watch all of her videos. Anyway, so today, for our first video, we're going to talk about setting our intentions. Now, in the tip booklet, there was a couple questions that she asked that you have to answer, so you can always refer back to them, because this is 30 days. I am going to take a week for each challenge, to be honest, so I'm going to span it to 30 weeks. I may get a little bit demotivated. I'll be like, ugh, this again, you know, because it becomes sort of repetitive to clutter, declutter, give away, sell, donate, yada, 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 you know? So in case I lose enthusiasm, I can always refer back to this video or these questions and say, okay, well, this is why I'm doing this, you know, because you should always have a why. So the first question she asks is, why are you doing this challenge? So I'm looking down. I wrote everything up on a little spreadsheet. Oh, so before we get into the questions, I did make a board, almost like a vision board of all of my answers to the questions, just to keep me a little bit more motivated. Or in case I don't have time to go on my laptop, I can always just refer to this board and be like, okay, this is my why. And it has big on the top, remember your why. And I have arrows pointing to all of my different why reasons, and then just different pictures of and symbols that just make me happy and make me want to look at this and read it and be like, you know what, this is what I'm going for. Mood. So the first question is, why are you doing this challenge? Now, when you're answering these questions, be honest with yourself. You want to be as specific as possible. So I said, and I took this out of Rachel Aust's book Less, because I read it and I was like, you know what? This just sums up everything that I'm saying. And I have it right over here. It says, an intentional way of living that allows you to identify what's important to you. And that's basically why I'm doing this, because I can be a bit of a hoarder. My family can be a bit of hoarders. And it becomes unbearable when you're trapped under all of this stuff. And I just want to have a intentional way of living, so I know what I'm getting out of my products and I'm using them to their full potential. So the next question is, how do you want to feel after this challenge is finished? I said I want to feel free. That's why over here, for next remember your why, I put freedom. I want to be free. I want to feel like I'm in control of my life and my items are not in control of me. When there's a big pile of clothes in the corner, I always feel like, ooh, like it's a clothes monster. And I don't want that. So the next question is, what might stop you from completing these challenges, or what obstacles might stop you? And for me, it just becomes the mundane and repetitive cycle of life. You know, I do work full time. So I go to work Monday to Friday, and when I get home, I'm not always like, I want to clean. I'm not always like, I want to clean. Or I want to tidy something up. Like, some days, I get in a mood. But for the most part, I'm exhausted when I get home and I do work out. You know, life goes on. And if you don't actively pursue anything, life will just keep going on. So that's a main obstacle for me. Another one is giving up halfway. I can do things halfway, okay? Queen of doing things halfway. But for this, I want to push forward, do the full thing, because this is the life that I want to live. Here on forward, I'm considering myself a minimalist. If people ask, I'm always going to say I'm a minimalist, because that's what I want to be. So I have to act as if I already have it. Another obstacle I find is being complacent with what I already have, and convincing myself that nothing needs to be changed. In life, you shouldn't be complacent with anything. I feel like you should always put your best foot forward in anything you do, and sometimes I can get a little bit complacent. So the other questions is, how will I overcome it? How will I overcome these obstacles? So one thing I really like about this challenge is after you finish everything, she says to treat yourself. And that is how I'm going to overcome these. I'm going to have a list of treats for myself. And after I'm finished each task, I'm allowed to do one of these things. Now, your treats are obviously going to be different from mine because we're simply different people. Like for me, a treat would be going to a gym class that I haven't been to in a while, because for me to spend money to go, that's a treat. A treat is sugar sorbet ice cream. I love sorbets. I don't eat them all the time, but for me, I'm gonna eat a whole pint if I'm finished. Who knows? So those type of things, you figure out what you like to do and you make a list. Treat yourself. Okay, so that's how I'm gonna overcome these things, because I'm gonna get excited. You know what, I'm gonna do this because I'm gonna have this ice cream when I'm finished, you know. Another thing is hanging up motivational signs. That's one of the main reasons why I made the board, because if I have this up and I have it someplace that right when I wake up and I turn over, there you are, motivated, you understand? So it always reminds me, okay, this is what we have to do. This is what we have to do. Now, I'm a person who likes to write lists, so I also have a list of things that I need to get done. The last question she has is, when will you set time aside to complete this challenge? I do have a full-time job, and I'm also trying to transition into a new job. So that's taking quite a bit of my time. Also, I do work out a lot. That's why I'm giving myself a week for the really big challenges. And I also set out specific days. So take time, think about these questions. Don't think about them lightly, because this is a lifestyle change. We're not just doing this for a couple months and then nothing. No, we're doing this for the rest of our lives. Like I said, I just want to thank you for being on this journey with me. Thank you for watching till the end. I forgot where I was. I feel like I was on such a roll. So thank you for being on this journey with me. If you are also going to start this challenge and start your minimalist journey, please leave a comment down below so we can just link up, share some ideas. I found this really interesting app called Minimalism, and you can ask different questions and they help you transition or just find people who are like you. Like I asked them what's a good way to store stationery, because I do have a lot, and they were just giving me really good advice, and I wasn't surprised by how much people were gonna reply, but because it was my first post, and they were like this on it. They were like, we got you, girl. So yes, you should check that out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to check the description box for the challenges, as well as don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. See you guys next time.